Zemits was never about the machine. My core religion, to create the technology that actually delivers the results to your clients and to you as a business. We're pioneering in creating new technology. So the technology is the core, something that will be effective for the skin, safe for the treatment, and super helpful for you as a business owner to grow your business. So as we promised, today will be very scientific, lots of education, and I want to give you as much as possible so you get it till the roots of everything, how the technology works, why it's cool, why it's helping in this way or not. Zemits was never about the machine. That's another point, and I think we all know that. Zemits is so much more than just the device that delivers outstanding and awesome results. But Zemits is about technology. And what you can also already see for those who've been with us, we never go through the same path or through the path that was already before us. We're pioneering in creating new technology. So the technology is the core, something that will be effective for the skin, safe for the treatment, and super helpful for you as a business owner to grow your business. So that's my core religion, to create the technology that actually delivers the results to your clients and to you as a business. Another point is training. And again, for those who know us, training is not just training. We are going above and beyond with all the passion, all the languages available. We are traveling around just to give you as much personal intake as we can, because again, I personally believe in creativity, and I want to create something that will let you not just follow the steps, but knowing the roadmap, create your own unique creation, create your own protocol. That's why we train you. Our ambassadors are amazing educators who would share their personal experience, how they are treating such and such skin, how they are combining different modalities, how they combine Zemits with all of possible skincare brands together so you can achieve the best results ever. It's also about the protocols. I do understand that even though we want to be creative, you have to understand the logic, and this is super helpful. So I would say we love to start from the very beginning. So as soon as you graduate the school, we grab your hand as a student, and then we grow together. From the student of the aesthetic school, which hi, Miraya, to all of your students and others, which are there already so many schools that are training students on the Zemits equipment. Then we grow with you to the solo esthetists. Then at the moment when you are ready, you can become the spa owner. Then it can be the chain of the spas. And it's all happening together through the education and through the support, which I think support is super important, not just the customer care, which I am super proud of our team. They are doing absolutely amazing job, but also emotional and social support, which we are building in our communities. When you feel safe asking all the weird questions you have, saying like there is no funny questions. There are just questions we all need to have the answer. Can I combine this pill with this tip? Awesome, let's discuss this. Or for example, can I do cold and hot together because it's contradictory, and let's break it down and see what clients can have it or not. That's another passion of ours that we share together with our ambassadors. And of course, marketing. Marketing is something that drives me every morning just to create new ideas, what to create so you guys can be entertained, but also something educational can happen between the education. So it's going to be fun to watch and you will learn something new. So we are trying to learn and share our knowledge with all the esthetists that we meet throughout the way of the Zemits journey. Talking too much probably, but you stop me when it's too worrying. So Zemits technologies, as I was saying, were built to support real treatment rooms, and they were built from your feedback. Normally, we evolve every single season, and then we hear the feedback, what you guys are giving us. Let's say it's too dry, too short, too long, too loud. We get all of this together, and then we come up with the new ideas. So this is the reason how all of these technologies were born at certain times. One of my most favorite is the HydroDiamond. We all know it, it's an award-winning technologies, super unique. There is nothing to compare it with on the market, which again, I'm very proud of, but mostly it's because of you giving us your feedback, what you like and don't really like in the current technologies. So we have some kind of roadmap to move on and to improve, so we can open our creativity and create the new one. Among other technologies, we have the Dermi Boost and Dermi Drop. Super cool. I'll tell about these technologies later to hydrate the skin on the deeper layer. We've got the body contouring technologies like Q-Motion. It's not even launched yet. You see it's already. So Q-Motion will be for the body contouring, fascia release, cellulite treatment, and in general wellness treatment. We've got skin tightening technologies, perfect for Ozempic face clients, for clients on the GLP journey, when you want to boost the collagen production, when you want to activate the fibroblasts like Skylux and Crystal Frax. All of these technologies are born because of you. That's another thing. So you give us the reason to move on and to create something new and cool. At Zemits, that's another point, very important. Zemits, everything starts with the skin always. It never starts with the idea what machine we need. We see the skin as a whole, and again, with my passion to skin, with my knowledge of anatomy and my incredible, unstoppable love to the skin layers and anatomy, I always think first what skin really needs. It's not about what modality will be used, what exactly this skin condition of this specific client at this specific time will benefit from. And this is how the technologies are born. This is how the technologies are being developed, and then the protocol are being written based on the specific customized protocols. Facial industry, and you all know this, is evolving constantly. And there is what was great 3 years ago will never beat the standards of today, because the expectations are growing and there is no more just need for the massage or just relaxation. You also want to have clinical results. Every one of your clients will come to you and they want to see the improvement right away. They also want to see this glow. They want to have hydrated skin. The coolest thing, they also would expect for long-term results, which is something more and more difficult to achieve. So in order to do this, just the massage, even the combination of the skincare sometimes is not enough. That's why modalities and the proper customization of them, like the stocking, layering, or perfect sequencing, which is personalized for a specific client, can give you this result. That's another thing. So real skin is never one-dimensional. That's another point. So your clients would not see the biology inside it. They would just come to you and say like, okay, I have the dryness, I want to do something with that. Or take a look at my skin, do me a custom facial. We, as the providers, we see the biology behind it. We understand the core reason why hyperpigmentation happened. Is it post-traumatic, or is it lack of the sun protection? We also see breakouts. Not as just the pimples. We see it as the chronic inflammation, as the hormonal disbalance, as the skin disbalance, barrier disruption. We see the dryness, not just dryness, we see the core reason. Is it the habits of the skin? Is it the overuse of the actives at home, which you don't tell esthetists, but they know you've been doing this salicylic acid for too long, for example. Or for example, rosacea. We as the providers, we see it. Clients are coming for the results. So the idea is to give you a tool that you can multiply in your treatments, customize it the way you want to address what clients see, they will be happy, but you are actually treating and you are rebalancing the skin from within. Talking about the balance of the skin, it's never one treatment fits all. It's gone, we know that. It's always very customized approach to every single day when your clients come. It can be the same client coming to you with the same skin type, but the condition will change. If yesterday it was a breakout, today is the hyperpigmentation, then tomorrow it would be flaky skin. And you would need to address each of these conditions very individually. And in order to make it happen very safe, you want to be aggressive enough, but then protective enough to rebuild the skin from within. You need some kind of diversity of the tools that will help you do it, together with the awesome skincare brands you can combine it with. So the skin balance, the skin barrier, something really hot right now. The subject is so popular with the skin barrier, lipid barrier, and all of the stuff. The point is that we as professionals, providers, we understand that you cannot break the foundation of the skin. You need to support the skin balance. You need to have the perfect harmony between cleansing, extraction, and then protecting and infusion. You cannot just take, you also are given. So that's the point. You cannot use just one modality or one skincare type. You always need to balance between stimulation and then protection, stimulation and support. What skin imbalance look like? Superficially, it can be seen as the congestions of the dull texture, dehydration, visible redness. What's inside is another thing. It can be chronic inflammation. It can be really, really loosened skin barrier, so water just evaporates, transepidermal water loss. It can be also the dull texture, but not because it's dull, because it needed exfoliation and extractions, but in the proper way, not overstimulation. Congestions also, which can be okay if it does not lead you for further inflammation. So you want to also exfoliate very gently, or you want to extract gently and controllably, so your clients will not have blackheads, though it still will be enough sebum to maintain the hydration. And all of this gets to very important idea: hyper-personalization. In order to be effective for the skin, you want to be stressful enough, but then safe enough. And this is called hyper-personalization. Each and every treatment protocol needs to be customized for the specific client needs. And this is what I found really great working from the feedback of our absolutely amazing clinical partners and ambassadors who would be using it in their practice, showing how the skin imbalance, for example, can begin, what are the steps of the imbalance, where you are breaking this pattern when you are reducing the worst condition, where you are coming in the middle of the stages and improving the condition, bringing back the life to the skin balance. Here is our awesome Ashley Ford, just a quick example how smart preset protocols, your passion towards skincare, your deep understanding on how skin actually works, what skin needs, and what you need to avoid in this specific time of the client conditioned skin, so you can achieve safe again and very effective results. I want to introduce you and I want to invite to this room our beautiful and super smart, super charming ambassador Ashley Ford, so she can share her knowledge, her wisdom, and how she was able to treat the most difficult clients' skins. Ashley? Yay! Oh, going back. That's me. Here you go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashley Ford. I am the esthetician and owner of Full Moon Healing Studio in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm so excited and happy to be here. I love what I do so much, so being able to take everything that I have learned and grown from in the years and bring that to future estheticians who are just curious and wanting to grow and evolve in their own practice means so much. So we're going to break down some of my cases today. I really focus on healing the skin barrier. So over my years in the industry, I really have hyper-focused on working with inflammation in my practice. So you will see on my portfolio a lot of acne, but you will also see working with the impaired skin barrier to really heal that so that we can treat the condition that is in front of us. So as we know, we have to heal the barrier before we do anything else. And within that evolution in my craft, I have noticed that what I am seeing a lot within my clientele is they're coming to me with a lot of inflammation, a lot of redness. And what is happening is they are pulling so much from the skin. And something that I really appreciate with this company and with all of the equipment that Zimmets has, it's all about a balance. So within one piece of equipment that we have, we're able to do that beautiful deep cleanse and exfoliation that is really profound for the skin, but then balancing that out with hydration and nourishment and moisture that we need to have healthy and happy, beautiful skin. So this first case that I have right here is just one session. So you can see that we have that inflammation, we have those pustules. We went in and just pulled back on a lot of the actives that she was having in her routine and really hyper-focused on calming the skin and nourishing. So just by pulling back on the skin and focusing on that hydration and nourishment, we were able to calm down that inflammation and pull out those pustules of the skin. So when we're talking about acne, we have to get out of the mindset that we have to pull, because our skin needs these healthy, happy oils to be at its best and at its balance point. And it's when we're pulling out too much, what is happening is we're pulling out too much of our healthy, happy oils. So then our skin goes into overdrive. So when you're asking your clients questions of, they will come to you and say, I'm oily all the time. Well, my question will be then, my follow-up is, are they oily midday? Are they waking up oily? And something that I will hear a lot of is they will kind of wake up oily, they'll be dry, and then midday they're oily again. So then they're using a lot of stripping ingredients because they think their skin is oily. But on the flip side of that, what is happening is because they are pulling from their skin so much, our skin is going into overdrive. It's overproducing the oil. So then by midday, we have that overproduction of oil, and that can also lead to more breakouts happening. So when you can focus on your client's day-to-day and really going into those questions, then you can really understand your client's skin. So pulling back is something that has been amazing in my clientele. Pulling back, we don't need all of these stripping ingredients. We need barrier repair ingredients. And then from there, you can then go in and you can treat the condition that is in front of you. So within one session, we have these amazing results. And then we're gonna come in, this is one of my favorite cases that I have worked with. I have an acne program within my studio, and it has my heart. And the reason being is because when a client comes in for their first treatment, they are really, really vulnerable. A lot of the times when their skin is looking at point A, they are so afraid to walk out of their home without makeup on. So them coming into my practice barefaced, really showing the vulnerability of what their skin is in, that is already so trusting for me and my business. And I do not take that for granted. And seeing where we are and then where we get to go to brings me so much joy. And I have just fallen in love with these before and afters and everything that it entails. So within this first case, you are going to see she has so much inflammation. She has so much redness happening. Her skin barrier was so compromised. And the reason being is she was on these stripping ingredients. She had no idea what to do for her skin. She has tried Accutane 3 different times before she came to see me. And Accutane can be such an amazing and beautiful ingredient, but what I've seen is a lot of my clients, they are having to do it multiple times. And so after 3 tries with Accutane, she was off of it for 1.5 years. She tried her own, and she found me through my social media, through my portfolio, and she trusted me with her skin and her journey, and we were able to get her to where she is now. And these befores and afters, these afters are not even where she's at today. So we have got her scarring even more decreased than what you're seeing right here. So when I am seeing a client like this, and I'm unable to do a lot of that exfoliation that is needed, because something that can happen when you do have acne is you can have something called hyperkeratosis, retention hyperkeratosis, which essentially means we have an influx of keratin in the skin that is being produced, and that can really clog the pores. So this is why when you are working with an acne client, having them on something like an exfoliating ingredient is so, so important. But it's what you're putting your client on within the journey that is going to be really, really important. So before we did any of that, before I treated what was in front of me, I had to make sure that I was working and treating her skin barrier with so much love. So there are amazing things that you can do, and I feel like before we've had all of this growth within our industry, when it came to an impaired skin barrier, we felt stuck, we felt stagnant with not knowing what to do. But within the Zimit's technology specifically, you can do certain things like the Dermadrop. You can do some things like the oxygen and serum infusion, the oxygen dome. Our cryotherapy has been so profound within my practice. Now our cold plasma paired with our cold therapy allows me to work with the skin barrier at the highest rate that I'm able to. So we worked with her skin barrier, and then I put her on a customized skincare routine that was specific to her. And when I say that, I really mean you have to be really aware of your clientele and their day-to-day lifestyle. So every single client that walks into my practice, I treat them as an individual. So I want to understand what their day-to-day life is like. I really get and understand the internal to then work with the external factors of the skin. So really listen to your client. What do they do for work? What is their lifestyle? What is their exercise routine? What is their capacity to be able to have the time to do a certain skincare routine? So if they're telling me they have 10-15 minutes for a skincare routine, I'm not gonna put them on a really extensive skincare routine. I always tell my clients and joke that anything past that 3 to 4 to 5 core skincare ingredients is like a turbo boost in a Mario Kart game. We're gonna get there. It's how quickly do we want to get there? And I've had clients who've been with me for 6 years and they're still on 3 and 4 steps, and that works for their lifestyle, and their skin is beautiful, it's glowing, it's healthy, it's thriving. But then I have clients who get really excited about their journey and they love the skincare. And so each time they come in, I will kind of throw in something extra for them. But understanding your client, their day-to-day, what feels good for them. You know, I'm a single mom, so I literally have maybe 10 minutes to take a shower and do my skincare routine. So I don't have an extensive skincare routine, but I have the right steps in there, and I do the treatments on my skin that is specific to my skin and the journey that I'm on. So within these before and afters, you're gonna notice with 6 sessions, she was coming in every week to 2 weeks to really focus on that skin barrier repair. I did our cold therapy every single time, and I also did our cold plasma every single time. And those two together is working on every single layer of the skin. We're able to kill that bacteria, calm the inflammation, have that skin permeability be open for about 12 hours. So whatever I'm doing within that treatment plus their home care routine is gonna be able to get as deep as possible into the skin to continue on results. And so once we've got her skin at bay, then it was all about working on scarring. And so now I'm using the XLR's Pro Twist to work on her scarring, and we have done about 5 sessions, and we're going in with her 6th one to just keep going on her journey. And it's just been amazing to see how she walked in with her, you know, her head down, shoulders, to just being so elevated. And that, as a practitioner, is something that is priceless, and that is what I continue to chase within my journey. And here's a couple other cases. So the one on the left, the top case, she was one of my rosacea clients. And so rosacea, I know, is one of those, it's another inflammatory skin condition. And anytime we're working with acne and rosacea, we have to keep in the back of our mind, it's not curable, it's manageable. So understanding the triggers of what, you know, could be happening is gonna help your client be really aware of their day-to-day lifestyle as well. This was just 3 sessions. We went in with cold plasma and our cold therapy, and then I have her just on a really beautiful, just nourishing, calming skincare routine. One of my favorite ingredients just all across the board is mandelic acid, and I have various percentages within my practice. Mandelic acid is such an amazing ingredient. If you're not familiar with it, it's derived from almonds. It's an AHA, that alpha hydroxy acid, and it's a really heavy molecular structure, which means it's going to penetrate really slowly into the skin. So they're able to, even with your rosacea clients, your inflammation clients, they're able to get that beautiful exfoliation, that cellular turnover that we need, but in such a gentle way. And so that has been really profound. With some beta-glucan, hyaluronic acids, really knowing your ingredients, how to pair them together is going to be so successful for your growth within your practice. And then just having certain technologies under your belt as well. So something that I love is that our brains and our hands are our most valuable piece of equipment, but partnering with an equipment line that has all of this information and understanding in mind has been able to grow my business, but grow myself as an esthetician within my craft as well, to then bring results like this to my clients. So we're gonna go to the right side. This is a microneedling client. Right after, on the left, is immediately after microneedling, and as we can see, we have that erythema, which is what we want. Our clinical endpoint is pinpoint bleeding and erythema. That erythema is that increase in blood circulation to the skin. So our skin is doing exactly what it knows how to do at post microneedling, and that is to heal and repair itself. So right after that, I went in with our cold plasma and our cryotherapy. So we're healing, we're speeding up that recovery for our client. So we're not compromising what we have just done. Our skin is still on the healing and repairing itself side, but we're just helping that process along for our client. So right after was 1 hour post-treatment, and she was able to send me this photo, and she has her erythema is in half, if not more. So she is able to kind of go on her day-to-day. So post microneedling, your client does not have to be red for 3 and 4 days. We're kind of just speeding that along, but her skin is still doing exactly what we want it to do post microneedling. And again, we're gonna come to the other side. So the left side, that before photo, is immediately post our microneedling session. And then on our right side, for that after, is 15 minutes post cryotherapy. So you can see the power of ice. And ice is such an underrated aspect in our practice. And when I really honed into the magic and power of something so simple, but yet so powerful and profound in the practice, it elevates the entire experience. So just 15 minutes, we calm down that erythema, but her skin is still doing what it's meant to be doing post microneedling. We're just helping everything along and making it more comfortable and luxurious for our client. And on this side here, this is also one of my favorite clients as well. One of my favorite before and after. So on the left is she has never ever had a facial treatment before. She was not on a single skincare. She had never had a facial, so you can see the texture, the pigmentation. And then when you come to the right side, that is 6 sessions with a customized routine for her with our cold therapy, our HydroDiamond technology, our Derma Boost. So these really amazing practices and pieces within our treatments to get her these beautiful, glowy results. We've been able to continue on her journey. She's a single mom of 2 kids, so she is on a very simple skincare routine, but it's simple, yet it's powerful, and it's meant for her. So her pigmentation, we've been able to decrease it even more so within these facials, doing chemical peels, doing microneedling sessions. And when your client gets super excited and sees these before and afters, they're gonna continue on this journey with you, because once you can get their foot in the door to knowing what it is, you get them really excited and they just wanna continue on this journey because it's never ending, right? As we age, our cellular turnover decreases and certain things happen. So this is an evolution that continues on and on and on within your clients. So when the skin barrier becomes stressed, environmental exposures, aggressive treatments, improper home care. So this is something that we see a lot. Lack of sunscreen, just going out and just not being mindful. That is my word that I use a lot within my practice, is just mindfulness. You know, we're here on this beautiful earth for just a short period of time. So we're gonna have fun, we're gonna do all the things. Just keep in mind the mindfulness of what we are doing to our bodies and the exposure that we have. Another thing that I see a lot is aggressive treatments. So if we're not understanding the skin barrier and the importance of healing the barrier before we do anything else, if we're going in with these aggressive treatments like microneedling and chemical peels, which we know are so amazing and so beneficial, and there's a reason why there's so much hype about them, but if you're immediately going into that without understanding the skin barrier, that's where we can get into a little bit of trouble. So my biggest piece of advice before going into these treatments is, before you book a client for a microneedling or a chemical peel treatment, have 1 to 2 regular customized treatments under their belt. And that is something that is a non-negotiable in my practice. So my clients are not able to just book a microneedling or a chemical peel session without having 1 to 2 customized treatments with me in my practice. And the reason being is I want to understand their skin and their skin barrier as far as I can. So each thing that I put on their skin. So each cleanser that I grab, and again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's a mystery to everyone when we get into my treatment room. I grab one cleanser, that one cleanser then tells me what to grab from that. That then tells me what exfoliation ingredient to grab, and so on and so forth. So everything is fully customized to then understand if we're able to go into a microneedling and chemical peel treatment to then treat certain things that they are coming to us for. And also improper home care. When we are pulling so much from the skin, that is what we've talked about, then that's where you can see a lot of adverse reactions happening for the skin. So less is more, and understanding the balance. It's all a take and a give. I like to say it's like a little yin and yang energy. We're pulling, but then we're giving. So if we're pulling, keep in mind, after you pulled, you've got to give back. It's all this beautiful balance in the skin, and that's where you're gonna have that glassy, glowy, beautiful, healthy, and thriving skin. The challenge in many facial treatments. Deep cleansing is essential to remove buildup and congestion, but after intense cleansing, the skin often needs recovery and calm. So what we have just spoken about, the balance of, if we're doing that deep cleanse and exfoliation, what are you doing as the practitioner to really give back? And what I love so much about the Zimitz equipment, one piece of equipment, so if you have the VRStan HD Pro or a new piece of equipment that is coming out, everything is meticulously thought out of. It's in one piece of equipment. With the power of your hands and your brain, you're able to do that deep cleanse, exfoliation that we need for the skin, but you're giving back to the skin in such a beautiful way to have that beautiful glow and healthy skin. So again, our brains and our hands are the most powerful and profound piece of equipment that we have, but having an equipment line with the science and those thoughts in mind, that is what elevates your business. And that right there has elevated my practice and my craft and my knowledge. I learn every single day from every single client. That piece of equipment that I have is constantly teaching me something. So it's so fun and exciting in my practice. And I just love doing what I do, and being able to have a career that is a passion and a love is something that is just priceless. So I love it so much. And again, what we see in acne-prone skin, that congestion, the skin redness and reactivity, and uneven skin texture. Again, understanding the skin, understanding the balance and the barrier of the skin. So I always say, get a customized treatment in your client's skin. So have your facial set up. But as far as the products, have your back bar easily accessible with you, because my favorite word is pivot. You never know what you're going to need. So set up for your facial, but you never know where you're gonna have to pivot from, because their barrier is going to tell you something within each step of the way. So have all of your skincare easily accessible. That way you can grab something to kind of balance everything out or calm everything down within the journey of the facial treatment. So what happens in congested skin? We have that excess oil, dead skin. So this is where I was talking about too, retention hyperkeratosis. So we can have an influx of that keratin and an influx of that congestion in the skin. So exfoliating the skin is going to be so, so important, but it's the right exfoliating ingredient for your client's skin. We love salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is that beta hydroxy acid, that BHA. But sometimes that is not for everyone. And if they cannot handle, and their barrier cannot handle a BHA, this is where I love a mandelic acid. Pairing a mandelic acid with a benzoyl peroxide, understanding these ingredients, how they move, how they flow together, but then how are you going to be able to balance that out after they have these ingredients in the skin? Why acne treatments can be challenging. We have that oil, we have the dead skin, we have the bacteria. So acne, working with acne can be very, very tricky. And what has worked for one client may not work for the other. And I, on my journey, really noticed that. I got my formula down of what worked, but then it was not working for this client. So this is where you have to continue to grow and learn and evolve within your practice, because it is a multitude of things. So creating a facial treatment that really understands the external to then treat the internal, because what we are going through what we are going through internally can manifest externally. So I just challenge you to create an environment for your clients where they're able to really get out of the minds where we spend so much time back into the heart, really releasing. And when you can get your client really out of that fight or flight survival mode and really releasing and being super present, then you can get their skin to be so much more receptive to what it is that you're doing. We're getting them out of that stress, which is spiking that cortisol, and you can work with the skin at a little bit of an easier rate and understanding what is happening a little bit better as well. The missing steps, so cleansing, exfoliating, extracting, treating. So most acne facials start immediately. So you immediately, what we're seeing is going straight into the pooling, but we're not going to the treating and the hydration and the nourishment. So just going back to what we talked about earlier, cleanse, exfoliate, give back. Really think about that yin and yang circle. We've got to take and then we've got to give. We have to balance out, and that has to be in the back of your mind every single time when working with your clients. If we take away and we've cleansed and we've exfoliated, how are we going to give back to the skin? And when you are creating a routine for your client's skin, how are we taking away and exfoliating? That is so important, but then how are we giving back? And it does not have to be extensive. It can be a very simple routine, but just be very meticulous and mindful of what you're doing, and just always keep in mind, take and give. Why many acne facials fail, just like we talked about: harsh extractions, over-stimulating treatments, aggressive exfoliation. So again, microneedling and chemical peels are so amazing when working with these certain skin conditions in your treatment room. Making sure that their skin barrier is super strong, healthy, and happy first. So I love the word no in my treatment room, and that is okay. Telling your clients, no, I cannot do this microneedling session first appointment, or no, you are not ready for this particular type of chemical peel. Here is why. And really educating your client is gonna be really important, because it's a team effort. The more that they know, the more that we know, and the more that we are educated, the more that your client knows. And this is truly a team effort, having them on this journey with you. So make sure their barrier is healthy first, balance everything out, calm the skin, calm the barrier, heal the barrier, get it to a beautiful state, and then go on with these amazing, profound treatments like microneedling and chemical peels, and increasing their percentages of whatever, serum that they have on that is exfoliating the skin. Forceful extractions traumatize the follicle. So making sure that when we are extracting the skin, something that I have learned within my practice is not everything has to be extracted. Some things need to be left alone for the treatment and for the skin care. And something that has been really amazing for my practice is going to be the cold therapy and the cold plasma. Because as we know, when it comes to cystic breakouts, those nodules, a lot of that inflammation, it's really hard on the client. And you can't extract those, you kind of have to let them be. But the cold plasma treatment is going to dive into that breakout, kill all of the bacteria, not just within the breakout, but then all of the surrounding areas as well. And then you can go in with that cold therapy to really calm the skin. So our cold therapy is going to really lower the skin temperature at a controlled rate. That way when that skin warms back up, it's sending oxygen-rich blood to the skin. So we're improving that circulation. This is gonna be amazing for lymphatic drainage as well. So these pieces like cold plasma, cold therapy, HydroDiamond, or DermaBoost, they are checking every box within every layer of the skin for everything that is meant to be within the skin as well. Let me know when I'm stopping. I'll keep going. And then our acne skin needs a different strategy. So if I have a client with inflammation in my practice, I'm going to make sure that they are not going to be treated the exact same, but that's just with everyone. Every single client is going to be super unique and different to them. That is why it's so exciting, and I love my job so much, because it's something different every single day. So I can have a category of acne clients, I can have a category of working with pigmentation, PIE, PIH, working with my mature client skin, but what I'm doing for them is going to be completely different. Again, bringing it back to the lifestyle, bringing it back to their diet, their day-to-day routine. What does that look like? What is their capacity to work in, certain skincare ingredients within that time? Great treatments are built in stages. So slow and steady wins the race. So if a client comes to you and wants their acne cleared overnight, or they want, all their pigmentation gone overnight, you're gonna have to have a little sit down, a little hard conversation with them and say, I love that, but we will get there when our skin barrier and when that time comes. So everything is such a journey. It's not gonna be an instant gratification, like going to get your nails done or your hair done. It's gonna be a journey, but you have to be really, really transparent with your clients and letting them know, I can get you there. You have to trust me, you have to trust the process. So this is where showing up on your social media and having a portfolio to back your words is gonna be really, really important. So on my social media, on my portfolio, you are going to see my before and afters, what exactly is that I have done so that you can show your clients everything that you are able to do, and then you can back it with the timing as well. And so we don't know the exact time on certain things, but you're able to give them a little bit of a basis of what you are expecting this journey to look like. So they just know what to expect and knowing the ins and outs and the process of it as well. So within our HydroDiamond technology and our new technology coming out, which is I'm so excited for you guys to see, we're gonna prepare the skin, we're gonna do the deep cleanse, we're gonna exfoliate, we're gonna clear the congestion, and we are going to give back to the skin in ways that the skin needs. And sometimes before the skin even knows that it needs it, like we're just giving it all of these beautiful things. And so this is where you're gonna get that glassy, glowy, healthy skin that is going to be lasting. And that is the big piece as well. Something that I get asked a lot was, how long is this gonna last? These are lasting results as long as you pair it with the proper home care routine. So I know you guys, I'm sure, have seen the 80-20, 80% them at home, 20% us, and that is accurate. So I can give you these amazing results that are gonna last you, but are you doing the work at home as well? So checking in with your client, checking in with how things are going. So this is why every single facial, I will then build them a routine and grow that routine as long as that is working for them. So I'll start them off on their core products. I'll come in when their next appointment or they're just checking, because I do those as well. We'll see how everything is looking. We'll see how they're loving everything. And if everything is great and then they want to add from there, you can build the routine from there as well. So our HydroDiamond is not just another facial. So this is something, I brought this into my practice 2.5 years ago. This one machine has propelled my client's skin, propelled the journey, propelled me in my business, because it is a different type of technology that I have never ever worked before. Seeing the results, seeing that you can prep your client's skin, prep before a microneedling session, prep before a chemical peel session, prep before anything you do. This is going to get your skin, your client's skin, at that base level to then treat it, or how we are needing and wanting to treat it within our treatment and our practice. So it's going to do the deep cleanse, it's going to exfoliate. You're going to be able to switch those tips depending on your client's skin, what exactly it is it's telling you, and then you can go on the acrylic tips. You can do a really beautiful, I call it like a juicy clean out. Other people may not think that, but as estheticians, we love to see the goop and the gump come out, and you're gonna see all of that. And something like that showcases so well on your social media stories as well. You have to think about social media. We have to be showing up on there as well. So showing what you've got out of your HydroDiamond jug and what you've got out of your client's skin, posting little stories about that, educating your future clientele as well, because even though they are not booking yet, I can guarantee you they are still looking. So keep showing up on your social media, showing what you can do within your practice and your craft, and you will continue to get the bookings and you will have that amazing retention that is so important within our industry.
Wow. I'm going to give my round of applause. I'm sitting over here, my neck's probably sore because everything you're saying, I'm going, yes. To both of these magnificent educators, this is a profound example of how you are entrusting yourselves over to these experts. And there were so many things that I got from these segments. And one I want to say is that sometimes you will get a client who knows what they want and they are ready to go big, and you have to have that give and take and also that wherewithal to be able to say no, not now, and not appease them even if it is a higher price ticket moment that your client is suggesting. And that is what builds trust over the long run. So without being excited anymore, it's almost impossible. I want to pause for a moment because you've just been given clearly a very vast and dense foundation. And now you have clearly an even deeper level understanding of the skin. And when you understand the skin differently, you explain the treatment differently. And when you understand your client differently and the way they think, you approach the entire experience differently. And also this creates clearer consultations, stronger trust, which is certainly a theme that continues to reoccur because that is paramount, as well as just overall better decision making. Also, Ashley had mentioned about being able to pivot on the fly. And so this is an ever-changing landscape, the skincare industry. And so to be able to say no, to be able to continuing your education are incredibly important. And speaking of delivering and continuing your education, learning has just begun. So Evolon, which many of you, we've had an opportunity to meet in person at many of our global events. We are a place at Evolon where education, where provider insights, where replays and treatment room guidance continues. And it is an incredibly special place. So imagine a scenario where synchronously or asynchronously, meaning live or on your demand, popping in and getting a lecture from Olha in real time, from hearing Ashley's experience about acne. I would say, Ashley, where were you 15 years ago when I needed you? Just that wealth of knowledge is so important. So what we're gonna do is reward you already for sitting with us and giving us your energy. So we want to give you a bonus, which is 90 days, no charge, to join our community, the Evolon Online community. Here is access for you so you can keep learning from real providers, use the technology, structuring protocols, explain your treatments, and bring the latest and greatest and newest ideas back into the treatment room. So I was asking yesterday, they have over 20 live speakers planned this month alone. So this is not one of those, oh, you sign up and hope you can catch something here and there. This is consistency. You don't get to 16 years unless you are consistently delivering at the highest level. So we want to invite you to join our online community. So inside the community, you're going to continue this education. Think about your education is continuing. You don't have to sign up for another school. You don't have to go for other places for certificates. You're going to get it all in one place at the convenience of your time. You're going to get the latest treatment protocols. You're going to get technology education, clearly in spades. You're going to get provider insights in real time. Also case studies. Those before and afters were really captivating, and it shows that people that have never even had treatment ever coming in, and even in just a short period of time, those significant strides, which clearly is going to speak well and help you represent your business. And also replays and live sessions, like I said, accessibility in this day where we wear so many hats. Maybe before you go to bed at night, you can pop in and watch a little bit of one of the educational series. You can connect with other community members as well. Learn the latest tips and tricks on social media marketing. It's another gem that was dropped there. I call it brand articulation. If somebody finds out who you are or does a general search online for a specific condition they want help on, when they land, what are three variables that are going to pop out that speak to who you are and the services you provide, as well as broadcasts from Evolon Forums live. I love it. The energy is infectious at these forums where you can create content, you can connect with like-minded individuals, and this is across the US, and it is a good time, I'm telling you. So your 90-day access starts today. So all you need to do, check your inbox when we're finished today, and you're going to get an exclusive invitation to the online community at Evolon. 90 days, no charge. Pop in and introduce yourself, and we cannot wait to meet you. So the first promise, boom, we are done. It is complete, and successfully, if I may say so for myself, because you came here for new knowledge, and that was certainly provided. And now you have that knowledge that you can implement into your own practice.